Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we have hopefully what is a shorter video. I'm just going to unbox something small that I got from Atlas Stationery. I was browsing their website, which I know I shouldn't have been, but I was browsing the new arrivals section and I stumbled upon something very interesting. They have recently started carrying products from a brand called Nonble. It is a Japanese store. I think it's called Nonble, Nonble, and sometimes it can also be referred to as NBC. I'm not fully sure, but they are a Japanese store and I was eyeing their store last year because I really wanted this item, and they actually don't ship to the US, so you'd have to get their thing through a proxy. But I saw that Atlas carried this along with their notebooks and some of their inks, so I went ahead and got this. What's interesting and maybe unfortunate that I can't share with you is that I can't even find this pen. Hold on, let's just unbox everything first. Okay, I left them a note because I had them pull it on TikTok. If you don't know, every couple Fridays they do a live on TikTok where they pull orders, and if they pull your order, which if you leave a note at checkout asking for them to pull it on TikTok, they will most likely pull it, and they usually give you some kind of prize or freebie with it. I said in my notes, can you please pull on TikTok? I am so excited about these new arrivals. The Calico glass dip pen has been on my mental wish list for over a year, and I thought it would be one of those things that's impossible to find again. Thank you. So it is true. I went on to Nonble's website and even they don't sell it, so I do not know how Atlas got this. Unfortunately, when they were pulling it live on TikTok, they said that they only have 3 of these in stock, and I think it is sold out now. There was also another company, I think I saw Goods for Your Study or Goods for the Study in New York. They posted on Instagram about it too, about this pen, or they have the ink set. I wanted the ink set too, but I'm okay with just having the pen because that's what I really wanted. I think I'll have to try to find some inks in my collection that maybe can substitute for the ink set. I'll try to post a picture of the ink set here, and I'll also show you the promo post from Instagram that really drew me to this collection in the first place. But let's get through this. This one is a postcard from them. Oh, cute. I don't think I have this one. Nice. Watercolor Unlimited is the one who draws these. She actually sent me postcards before because I shared something on Instagram about how I collect their postcards, and she was really sweet. She reached out and said that she would send me some of her other artwork, so that was really cool. Okay, Sidewalk Sale, Atlas, August 14th and 15th. That is a thing that they have coming up. We'll go through the freebie, I guess. Oh, okay, we got another one of these transfer stickers. I got this last time in my last Atlas order. Let me drink some water. So sometimes they give more freebies, sometimes they give just the one. Last time I just got this, but I guess this time they had little packets prepared for everyone. So we got another postcard. Thanks for choosing Atlas. That's their storefront. This is a nib art drawn by Alvin. So it is a nib with wings and a corporate suit, shirt, collar shirt, vampire. Working vampire nib. Is this the vampire pigeon nib? Alright, what is this? Mitsubishi pencil. Uni emote. Fine 0.4. I think it's a pink fine tip brush. It is. Cool. This looks like one of those work lanyards. Is it a flashlight? This is so bizarre. Is it a... Okay. Does it stay if you... Oh, wow. So, little pocket flashlight from Pentel. That's so random from Pentel, but okay. We have a Galen Leather Co. handmade sticker. It has the embossed feeling. Very nice. A Maruman USA sticker. And what is this item? I swear I've been having such trouble with focus. I don't know if it's any better if I turn off the thing. Uniball Vision Broad, waterproof, fade proof. This is a pen from Uniball. I used to like these. I don't know if I had this specific one, but I used to like these when I was in high school. I guess we can swatch them. We're gonna use my Hobonichi, the one with the flower. I know I'm running out of pages because I am pretty much switching over for the remainder of the year to another notebook because this one's pretty full. But we still have a few of these blank pages and I'm not gonna waste them. I could cut them out, but I'm not going to. We'll just use this. We're gonna use the new pen day and new ink day stickers from my shop, Two Sad Dumplings Co. All right, we'll just do it like that. I should make a new stationery day. Do I want to put this in here? I don't know if I do. So I might cut this out. I might save this. I do have a lot of these. Or I know I have at least 2 because I saw them from Atlas. I don't know why I cut it out. I just didn't want the Maruman USA. I don't really understand the sticker. Is this their logo? I don't know if it is. Whatever. So we will just post that. There's an ink stain. Maybe I'll put it there. It's super random, but whatever. Okay, so let's test these pens. I've never tried one of these before. What's it called again? EOTT Uni. This is fine in a 0.4. This is very smooth. I feel like you can probably, yeah, you can get broader strokes from it if you write at a slant, and then thinner strokes if you hold it perpendicular to the page. Nice. It's just like a felt tip. I think it has a plastic tip, but then there's ink coming out of the bottom. Cool. Would I get these? Probably. They're kind of nice. Although that might be the Tamale River paper. I wonder how they are on regular paper. Guess I could color this. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. They almost feel like they're less likely. Don't hold me accountable for it because I'm just using it now. A lot of felt tips, they will get pushed in as the use goes on, but I think this is a plastic tip. So maybe it's less likely to do that. I'm not gonna push it real hard. I don't wanna ruin it. This one is a roller ball type of thing. Gel pen, Uniball. Uniball Vision Broad. Very, very smooth. It writes better when you hold it at an angle than it does up and down, straight up and perpendicular to the page. Feels like a fancy roller ball, like a gel roller ball. And it does look like it would take a little bit to dry. Okay, let's get into the actual stuff. This ink you can find at their website, at Atlas's website, and you can also save 10% if you use my code, or 15% depending on if they have a special holiday, probably during the sidewalk sale now, which is in August. It's from NBC Ink, which is a Japanese store, but they call it, I guess it's made in China, bottled in Japan. They call it Ink Mazaru as the brand, and then this is the Kasama Chestnut Brown. I don't know what has gotten over me, but I keep getting brown inks and I need to stop, but this might be the last bottle of ink I buy for a while. Let's fingers crossed that I stick with that because I am getting a little overwhelmed with the number of inks I have now. But that aside, I wanted to try this because they have several colors on the Atlas website, but most of them had sold out. And this was pretty pricey actually. I think it was in the 25s, but with the discount code, it brought it down a little bit. So I'm not gonna swatch it right now immediately. We only get 18 mils too, so this is an expensive ink, but it's from Japan and I've never tried this brand and something possessed me to want this ink. I think what happened was I used my discount code on the pen and then I was like, well, with the discount that I saved money so I can afford an ink now. Because that's how pen math works, right? Wow, this is so cool. Are you ready? Let's move this other stuff out of the way. Can you see it? This is the Calico glass pen from Nonble. I'm so excited. This is my first glass dip pen ever. Surprisingly, I've never bought one. And I've always been afraid that I'm gonna break the tip or something. So hopefully we don't do that. Calico glass pen, Nonble. It's all in Japanese, and the back is also in Japanese, so I can't read it. It's so pretty. Wow. Wow. Sometimes I wonder, why are glass dip pens so expensive when you can get one on Amazon for like $6? And those ones I've heard from Amazon, at least, those ones aren't real glass. They might be acrylic or something, but these are handmade pieces of artwork. That's why people charge a lot for these. This was around 130 US dollars, I think. We have the price tag. I'm assuming with tax it's 14,300 yen. Without it, it's 13,000. Obviously, the yen to USD exchange rate is very much in favor of USD right now. But when I first went to Japan in 2019, it was almost $1 for 100 yen. So it was almost the exact price that it would be, that 130 right there. Calico glass pen. I'm so excited. I'm very nervous. Watch me like roll this off the table and break the nib. It's protected right now with a little, is it silicone? I don't even know what it is. A little plastic sleeve. So it's supposed to resemble the different spots on a calico cat. And then there's the tip. Holy cow. It's so beautiful. I need to find a holder for it. This is just a foam piece. There's nothing else in the box. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. It has a nice weight to it. I don't know if the swirl here is intentional or not, but there's a little bit of a blur of black in that yellow orangey swirl. Pretty sure it's handmade and beautiful. At least for this price, it should be handmade. Gosh, I'm nervous. I'm sweating. It's so pretty. Look at that. It has these grooves, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it comes to a point. So it should hold ink in that tip, and then it has a pretty uniform body, but when you reach the tail, it does come in just a little bit right around here, and then it comes back out. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Wow, I don't know what to do. I have been using, where is it? Let me find it. I have been using this dip pen from Pilot. It is called iro-utsushi, and it has a Pilot dip nib, and I can link the video where I talk about this, but it was only like $8, I think, under 10 or around that. And I actually stained the bottom in the last video I made, so that's unfortunate. But you could get 10 of these for the price of this one. And when I bought this, I think I had not even unboxed this one yet. And I was going through a period where I lost my Kakimori dip pen nib. I found it, but I'm still in between moving things, and I just really wanted something to swatch ink. So I bought this, but then I felt like this was a temporary thing, and that this would be my permanent ink swatching tool. Well, here's the thing. It was just that I saw the advertisement for this last year from Nonble or NBC, whichever one. I don't really know why they're called two different things, unless that's the abbreviated form. I don't know. But I just couldn't pass it up because I think it would be hard to find again. And something about the cats really stood out to me, especially since I have cats now and they're really wonderful creatures, and I didn't know that before. But this, I actually really like this because I can use the other end to dip ink and then use this end to write. So you don't need one of these. I am just splurging on a luxury good right here. I don't know what I'm trying to get at with this. However, this is plastic and I did stain it. But now I'm afraid, because I was thinking I would also use this to dip and then to write. But what if I stain that? I would be devastated, right? Someone tell me, if you have an expensive glass dip pen, do you use the other end? Anyway, I don't know what I was trying to get at with this, but I have two now, so we'll see. Maybe I'll use this to dip and swatch and that one to write. Only because if I didn't stain this end, I would have happily dipped this, but I stained it like 2 nights ago, so a little hesitant now. Okay, if you didn't know, you can download Google Translate and you can hover over images of text, which will help you translate. And it's a good thing I'm doing that right now, because it says, thank you for purchasing a glass pen. To ensure that you, hold on, let me take a photo. Thank you very much for purchasing our glass pen. Please note the following points to ensure that you can use your glass pen for a long time. Precautions for use. This product's made of glass, so it may break if you apply too much pressure or if it is subjected to impact. Please handle with care. Since this product is all handmade, the shape and size of each piece may vary. Please note, do not use this product for any purpose other than its intended purpose. Dip the pen tip into ink up to about 2/3 of the tip and wipe away any excess ink before use. Be careful not to apply too much ink as it may drip. When using a glass pen, tilt it slightly to make sure the ink comes out neatly. Okay, do they mean like rotate? Rotating the pen's axis keeps the ink even and makes it easier to write. After use, rinse lightly under running water to wash off the ink. Please use fountain pen ink. I did use calligraphy ink the other night, and that might be why this got stained. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's why it got stained. It got trapped inside, and then I tried to use a syringe to clean it out, and that just did not work. But it's okay. Just take care of your items, you guys. About tip repair. If the tip is chipped, we can replace it. Depending on the conditions, we may not be able to repair it. For inquiries and shipping details, contact us directly at the address below, okay? If you wish to have the product repaired, shipping costs will be borne by you. Please note that prices may vary depending on extent of damage. It will take approximately 2 weeks for the item to arrive. Okay, cool. I'm actually really scared now because of how easily, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Oh my gosh, how did I get water on here? See, this is what I mean. I don't pay attention to things. Maybe I don't deserve a nice fancy glass dip pen, right? I don't know. I'm really scared. I need like a pen holder for this. I do have an acrylic one over there. I also have these 2 ink bottles, but it's not uniform. I bought this pen tray. It's actually very sturdy and it has a beautiful design on the bottom, but I bought it from Amazon because I wanted to put my Pelikan M800. When I bought that was a grail pen for me, and I was scared to put it in pen cases, so I actually bought this, but now I just put whatever pens I'm using on top of here. I'm almost still afraid to put it on top of here though. Wow. Okay, we'll just use the box for now. I can link this down below if you guys are interested in it. Let's get into the swatches, or just the one swatch, I guess. Here we go. Kasama Chestnut Brown. I don't know why, but I've had this desire to smell the inks recently. Is that weird? Maybe because I'm ultra paranoid about mold? Okay, they said dip 2/3 of the way. So, ooh, okay. New ink day. This is ink. Wow, that is very thick. It's laying it on pretty heavy. Let's zoom you in. Ink Mazaru Kasama. So this K needs to go over again. Chestnut Brown. I've always watched people use glass dip pens, but I've literally never used one myself, which surprises me because I've been in this hobby for a few years now. But there is a little bit of feedback. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's definitely the sound of glass. It has like the singing of glass. It's very pretty. This is the Nonble or NBC. I'm gonna write until we're dry to see how long it goes. NBC Calico glass dip. You do have to turn it if you want an even application, because I can feel the ink drying out, or running out, I mean. And then this is from Japan. Okay, so now it's done. Do I want to dip the other end? I'm genuinely afraid. I'm not gonna do it, but maybe once I feel more comfortable using this pen, and you know how it goes, like when you get a brand new cell phone and then you want to baby it, and then after a while you're just throwing it everywhere. Do I want to dip again? Let's rinse it out. Wow, so pretty. This is definitely one of those slow art moments. You don't want to be rushing or sleepy when using one of these pens, because you might accidentally break the tip off, which makes me scared because there's no roll stop for this at all. There's no cap. Am I anti-enabling, you guys? It's very, very pretty. It's very easy to clean off as well. I don't know, I just feel so special owning this now. I think I'm gonna look for some, let's put this down. I'm gonna look for some ink that resembled close to what the Calico pen ink colors are, because they sold an ink set and I wanted it almost more than I wanted the pen because it was just so pretty. But I'm gonna try to find ink to dupe it from my stash. I'm on Instagram, and here is the post for when they advertised this Calico glass pen and ink set. This was in March of 2024. And this is the ink. So isn't that beautiful? The ink has this gray called Fickle White, a black called Baby Charcoal, and an orange called Cheeky Orange. So we'll try to search my stash for that. But I did stumble upon this, and it actually said, "We apologize for the inconvenience, but due to various circumstances, we have to discontinue the sales of Nonble glass pen and Nonble notebook at the store. Only Nonble ink is available at the storefront." So I don't know how Atlas got these pens, but it just feels that much more special to me because I don't know where to find this. And I even tried looking it up on the internet. I don't even see it on eBay. So I have a pretty special pen in my hands, and I guess that's enough justification. Let me go find those inks. Okay, I did my best to look through my stash to find inks that I would think would match their inks. The trouble is that half of these are not accessible because they're either discontinued or they're just limited. So that was a little annoying, but here we go. I thought my grayest black ink was Takesumi, so we're gonna just use this one for the black. I can feel myself being very gentle because I don't even want to touch the sides of the pen on the bottle. Oh my gosh, I don't need to dip the other end. The pen itself can do big ink swatches. I'm liking this more. I might still use the other one when I don't feel like being safe, or when I don't feel like being gentle. Pilot, holy cow, it's writing way too big. Iro-utsushi, Take. I don't know why I decided to change my handwriting to Sumi, because I don't usually write in all caps. Okay, there's a black. It's gray black, I think. Once you dry, you can kind of tell. So we have that one. Let me wash off the tip of the pen. And then next we have the orangey one. Maybe I should have picked a brown yellow, but if I want to go with their inks, so on the pen, it looks more like a yellow brown, but for their inks, they had more of a orange. I think this is a pretty good one because it is a little watery, it's a little dry. I already swatched this one in an ink haul video that I did a few weeks ago. I don't remember. This is called Dried Longan from Lennon Toolbar. N-O-N. I wonder how small I can write. Straight up and down is very uniform, but I like to write with a slant. It's very interesting because it's not fully uniform, but it's very fun to write with still. And that's actually very, very pretty. That's probably the neatest I've written on camera. Gosh, my problem is that I don't know what to do with it. I need to set it down because I'm too clumsy. We all know by now that I'm always spilling ink and stuff while I'm doing these. So, I don't know, do you think I should have not gotten this pen because I'm too scared? Maybe with time I'll grow more comfortable. Let me know if you guys have a fancy glass dip, or maybe if you just have a regular, not super expensive one. Because I mean, some of them, the Jacques Herbin one is like 28 bucks, which is still kind of pricey. It's not in the $100 range, but it's still pretty pricey. So how do you guys store your glass dip pens when you're using them? Do you just set it to the side? And then what do you do when you're not using them? Here's the trouble I had with the grays. I have so many. We have Diamond Ghost. Let's just make sure this is dry. This is from the ink event calendar from 2022, I want to say. Or was it 23? I can't remember now. I can't believe it's been several years now since I've joined this hobby. It feels like it's only been a year or two, but I have been accumulating a lot. Not this year, but last year I accumulated a ton of pens, and I still have yet to ink up some of them. I feel really bad about it. We're not going to talk about it. I was very busy. Diamond Ghost. This one has a blue tint to it, but I am liking the big swatch that I can do with the pen. Oh no, I got some ink on the body. I want to wash that off as soon as I can because I don't want it to stain, but it shouldn't because it's glass, and because, well, if I leave it for too long it might actually stain, but it shouldn't because this is fountain pen ink and I'm not going to use calligraphy ink on this. I learned my lesson, but I should definitely clean it right after I'm done with a session, which sometimes I'm guilty of not doing, so this just kind of requires extra care. This one is Moonlit Veil from the Colorverse color event from 2024, and the thing is, I think you can't find this unless you have the color event, because for some reason instead of releasing all the colors they only released the top 3, and I was unfortunately unable to go and vote because I just couldn't keep up with everything at the time. And I think I saw them post on social media that the top 3 supposedly were Christmas Star, Killanova, and was it Killanova? No. It was like Milky Way or something. The purple one, right? And Pulsar Pulse, which was disappointing because that's just a regular blue with red sheen. Sorry, but it is a little disappointing when there were definitely better ones. I liked Rover. Colorverse Moonlit Veil. I guess I didn't do an example of how long this can write, but you kind of saw it when I did the first swatch of the ink Mazaru ink. We did 2 lines, 2 very thick lines, mind you, a scribble and more scribbles and some more writing. Moonlit Veil, this was pretty close to that Fickle White. Is that what that was? We'll have to look at it again once I'm done with these. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like dirty stuff on here. I'm so nervous. I'm definitely gonna have to run it under water when I'm done with all this. But I'm starting to once again wonder if it was worth it if I'm getting so nervous. Okay. Pilot Hiroshizuku Kire-same. I think this was discontinued by Pilot, so you can't get this one. But I wasn't a huge fan of this ink. Oh shoot, I had to dip so low. And now it's all over. Oh, but it does look good. It looks good on the pen. It almost looks like the swirl that is on the pen itself. It's weird to call this a pen because it's like just a stick. But I guess all pens are just sticks. What was I gonna say? So I completely forgot. Lost my train of thought. Pilot, Hiroshizuku. I think normally I would be annoyed to have to rotate my pen because I can see that it's not laying down enough ink, but because it's laying down such a thick layer, it's not annoying because I can tell immediately, if that makes sense. if it was laying down a thin line, it would be harder to tell if it was running out of ink or if it's just faint because the ink or the line is faint. But I'm enjoying it in the sense that it feels very meditative to write with this. I wonder if it would be good to draw with this. I haven't seen anybody draw with a glass dip pen. I've only seen people do ink swatches with them. So that's interesting. But oh, I remember what I was going to say about this ink. I inked it up in a Pilot Vanishing Point once and I didn't like it because it didn't seem like it was flowing very well. So I'm not a huge fan of this ink, but I do know a lot of people were upset when it got discontinued. I just have the one sample though. Last but not least, we're going to do this one. This does bother me. What I pointed out earlier, the little bit of black in there, because none of the other swirls have that. Do you see that? I feel like, I don't know, should get a discount for that, right? Not from Atlas, but from the original store. Maybe they should have not put it into production, because it is $100 pen. You should have perfection. But then you could argue that, oh, it's part of the design, so meh, who knows? Too late, whatever. I'm not that bothered by it. This is Birmingham Pen Company Sterling Silver, I believe. I guess it has some hint of blue in it, so we can't use this one. Well, not that we can't use it, it's just not gonna match what I was going for this application. This is Birmingham. Oh my gosh. I knew that was gonna happen. Birmingham Pen Company Sterling. I will say I'm glad I got this over a Kakimori brass nib, like the one that has all the grooves, because I have been watching people use those forever. Not ever, but for the last 2 years or so. And I've always felt like I wouldn't like it because I like things to be pretty uniform. Like I like my font to be uniform. And that one doesn't seem to like it when you write straight up and down, perpendicular to the page. And I also got to try it at the ink testing station at the Atlas Stationers when I visited in person, and I confirmed almost immediately that I don't really like it. So I'm glad I didn't waste my money on that one, and I bought this one. I feel like a lot of people have that one, and a lot of people enjoy it, which is great. It's just not for me. I'm just gonna keep it in the box for now, but I don't feel like that's the best storage solution. Although it does make me feel like I'm getting a use out of the box, if that makes sense. Do you ever get a new pen and the box that it comes in is so gorgeous, but you don't want to store it in the box because it's not very convenient, so you store it in your pen case or something, but I'm getting the use out of the box if I just store it in the box itself. Let's go back to that website again, the NBC Seisaku. I don't know. They're the ones who do the really pretty limited edition platinum 3776 pens. There's the peppermint tea. There was like the chai latte last year. That one. Online store. Is this one they announced an online store? Oh, they announced that it was easier to browse. Okay. Back to the ink. Where is it? Oh, let me just try to find it again. Here it is. Oh, come on. Here it is. Gorgeous. So there's the gray one. No, that's the black one. Oh, so do we want to use Diamine Earl Grey? Hold on. All my inks are in a drawer underneath me right now, underneath this desk, so it's very handy. I don't know if Earl Grey works. I said this wasn't gonna be a long video, and now I feel like it's long. All because I wanted to test out all the grays in my collection. I don't even know if this is all the grays. I think this one's the closest to what I thought would have been the black. What is nice is that it does pick up a good amount of ink, this pen, and it makes me feel like I'm using ink very nicely. I'm trying to be mindful and use up more of my ink because I bought so much of it that I have enough to use. I didn't do the squiggle for Birmingham, but I hope you guys will forgive me. Okay, so I think that's probably the closest. What do you think? Let me put this cap back on so we don't have a disaster, but it's pretty close. There's a little too much blue in a diamine. The Kirisame. Okay, let's just hold it up. What do you think? Does it help? I think this one's the closest, but it's a little dark. Okay, and then Lennon Toolbar. This one's very bright on the screen, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't have that many oranges, so I might just have to live with that. And then for the very gray, none of those work, but I think Moonlight Veil is probably the closest. So yeah, they might have also altered the ink, because it does seem darker here. Like that looks more like the Colorverse, and then that baby charcoal looks more like this one. Oh my gosh, give me a good swatch. Let me go to their website, NBC stores online. Do they still have the ink? I don't know how they have anything. I don't know how Atlas was able to get... Oh, Atlas also carries their notebooks now, so that's cool. But they even took it off of their store online. Like, they don't have the history for this. It doesn't say sold out or anything. It's so weird. Calico glass dip ink set. Going to Google. Yeah, nothing shows up. We're gonna have to just stick with the one that I saw on the Instagram. Based on this cat, I'm gonna say Lennon Toolbar is fine. The Color Vent Moonlit Veil matches the gray, and then I guess I just tried to zoom in on my page. Going nuts here. I guess the Kirisame, even though I swear this one's better, but we'll go with Kirisame. So 2 colors that you can't get. This one you can, and then the set is questionable about whether or not it's available. Goods for the study. I went deep into a dive for this because when I saw that Atlas carried this, I wanted to do my research about what this pen looked like in real life and stuff like that. And it was hard to find anything. But Goods for the Study in New York, they posted this, and the pen, and the ink. Oh, fresh restock of Puni Labo pen cases are available now. Also pictured is the Nonble Cross Form Calico Cat ink. So I guess they collaborated with Form, F-O-R-M-E, which pairs perfectly with the matching glass dip pen. And someone had commented asking, is the glass pen and ink available online? And they said to call their Upper West Side location so they can coordinate a phone order. I'm not going to do that because I'm gonna admit I don't like phone calls, but also because I have dupes here. Plus, I don't think I would get them. 2 of them were so light that I don't think I would even use them. And I have my fountain pen inks here. Okay, so enough about that, but if you are interested, I guess I would direct you first to Atlas and ask them, because you get my discount, obviously. That's why I'm talking about it. But no, I'm just kidding. They were able to get these, so see if they can get them again. If not, I would try the Goods for the Study. If anything, I might actually try the Goods for the Study first because Atlas was sold out of them, but it doesn't hurt to ask them. So hopefully you'll be able to find this pen if you really want it. It is really cute because it reminds me of Calico cats, even though I don't have one of those. But I just felt like it was nice to finally get a glass dip pen after being in the hobby for this long, and I'm glad that it was something special. It almost makes me feel a little even more special that it's kind of hard to find. I don't know why, maybe it's that exclusive feeling, but I mean, if one of you guys were able to get it, then that would make me really happy too, because we could be pen twins. Anyway, that's all for now. I don't have much to say about this ink. Nothing really stood out to me about it. It just has a bit of shading and sheen. A little bit of sheen. It's a nice neutral brown that's red leaning. You can definitely see in the text there's a very dark brown sheen. Or is that shading? I mean, it's a little glossy on the paper. Is it sheen if it's the same color but it's a little shiny? No. Is it shiny because of the ink? I don't know. Does sheen have to be shiny and a different color? It just looks like a darker, heavier form of gray, so it might just be heavy shading. I don't know, it's cool. The pen itself, I like how it shows you can see the ink properties better. Although it's not representative of an actual fountain pen unless you have a broad nib probably. One more thing, I went to put this back in the box and I just noticed this streak of ink going down the side. I mean, it has a beautiful shading, but I guess the bottle must have been leaking a little bit. See this? I don't think that's part of the design. I think this right here was where the bottle got stuck to the side of the box, and I just noticed now, which I didn't notice before, there was crust along the edge of the bottle. So do you think that's worth reaching out? I guess I will ask in their Discord. I don't know if it's worth reaching out. It doesn't seem like it leaked, but I guess I'll ask for the advice from the moderators or something. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you're still around listening to me ramble, then you are a wonderful person. I hope you have a wonderful day and make some time to play with inks and pens. I'll see you next time. Bye!